Hey guys, well I know it's been a little while since I had a video of this truck, and I apologize that this is just now the chance to get it. I'm racing the rain actually, so I'm gonna have to go pretty quick here, but this is our Suburban that we've ran a number of times, and in fact I actually just ran this thing Thursday night out at the Fulton County Fair. It was a very last minute decision. I threw it together really quick over the course of just a couple late evenings, and of course it was dark and this thing was outside, so I couldn't get video of the thing. Really didn't do much, just repaired some of the things that I talked about previously in the other videos as far as the rear end goes, so we'll get around to showing you that. I did in fact try front wheel drive, however without welding the front differential together. You know, again, just throwing this thing together really quick. It did not work out as well as I had hoped. So the thing definitely received some more damage for sure. I've got actually a lot of the stuff torn out of it now because I'm actually on my way, or going to be leaving here in a second to take this thing off to the scrapyard. It is finally officially time to retire this truck. It has served us well, but it is now beyond the point of repair or worth repairing, honestly, to have any worthy run at all. And so we're just going to take the time, scrap this thing, and then make way for some new projects that we have in store for you guys. So what happened when I was out at the Derby? Well, this wheel ended up taking a pretty good shot, and what it ended up doing is breaking both the upper and lower ball joints. Those are both separated. You can kind of see the lower one sitting there versus the A-arm. So it's just kind of sitting in place on the rim enough that we could get it on the trailer. But you can see the CV axle popped out as well. That side didn't receive a ton of damage, thankfully, but unfortunately with it being an open diff, as soon as I lost this axle, it was a no-go. It was not going to move at all, and that's all she wrote. You can see the core support here is really pushed in. Not too terrible underneath the hood, I suppose, from a clearance standpoint, but this engine has got a pretty nasty knock to it now. It started out as just being a loose a bad ring or something, and it was just smoke a little bit extra when you'd first fire it up. That's how I got such a good deal on it for Derby. But the motor was never intended on really continuing to keep running in this thing, but we just kept pushing it until it couldn't go anymore. Took a pretty hardy hit to the driver's door. You guys will get to see that in the video. But you can see that got pushed in quite a ways. So I'm feeling a little stiff this morning. This is actually a couple days after the Derby. But it's all packed in real tight here, and the frame is even kinking more now right there. So you can see it's kinked up all the way against the leaf clamp there, which there was a good inch or so of clearance prior to the Derby. Oh, it's starting to spit rain, so I gotta hurry up for you guys because this camera's not supposed to be getting any water on it. Inside I've got the fuel tank out. A lot of the components. I thought about taking the seat out, but it's actually kind of broken. You can kind of see how it's twisted right there, so that'll probably just go for a ride with it. Roll cage material, probably might actually still cut that out here in just a little bit, but it's too large for most of the rules that we run it. It's only one set of rules that actually allowed the cage to be like this, and they've refined the rules that honestly I don't even know if this is legal anymore. I just was able to get through because we've previously run this thing. So it actually will have to reconfigure anyway. So it might just be quicker just to let it go and exchange it out for some other material. But the back end is packing in real tight. It's packing in pretty decent, honestly, but it's the same thing with that kink in the frame. It's just a matter of time. I'll step down a little bit so you guys can see what I did for the rear end. I just took out the old bolts. If you guys remember, they were partially broken, and I just put in my own, and then just put some plates across the top. So that was enough to kind of hold it together, so that way I could drag the back end around. It worked well enough, but they were definitely not the tightest connections, and the whole back end was bouncing and shimmying really bad. It was not super pretty. Got more dents, more dings. I had the paint at one point touched up a little bit, but it's all packed in real tight now into the doors. And this has been up a little bit too. I already had changed the upper ball joint, but the lower one's looking pretty sad. Bent the steering on it. It didn't want to even turn or anything. So what knocked me out? Well, obviously that front wheel over there was not good. So that was definitely a hindrance. I also took a side shot which broke one of the connections at my battery, so I actually had to reach down and hold the positive cable against the battery so that way I could keep on running and make a few other hits. But eventually that's all she wrote when I took that front hit, and then the axle popped out and the wheel was basically just sticking right on out, not doing a darn thing. So at this point it is done. It is not worth fixing. We almost took it to the scrapyard a few weeks ago just because we were just sick of looking at the thing, but I decided to throw it together for one last hurrah and did my job, which is finishing it off to the point where it is not worth fixing. Let's just move on to some new projects and let the boilers have this metal. So, you know, if you guys feel that I could have ran it again, that's cool, but at the same time I gotta clear out some space because we got too many projects going on around here. Got some fun stuff in store for you guys, I think, that you will enjoy seeing, but I got to make way for those kind of projects before they can happen. So there you guys go. There's a quick update on this Suburban, and it's time to say goodbye. We'll try to get some video of this thing at the scrapyard, but until the next video, I guess we'll talk to you later, guys.